Hello, third graders. Welcome to our Unit 3 study guide, to our Unit 3 review for today. We know that the test is coming up soon. For Unit 3, we've learned lots of things, and we'll be going over those things today. Remember, this video is going to be quite long, but the trade-off is that there's nothing to do in your math journal. So this kind of fulfills both of those assignments. That's why there's not as many things to do today. So if we take a look, we have our in and out boxes. Okay. So, and it says complete the tables and write your own number pair in the last row of each table. So here we can see that for the first one, our rule is given to us. We're going to add 6. So remember, that's like putting a +6 here right in front of all of these. Okay. And so when we do that, let's make this a little skinnier if we can here. Bloop. There we go. All right, so when we do this, right, we have +6, and so we can figure out, well, 7 plus 6 is 13. And then we've got +6 here. I like to write these +6s all in between all of these, because this one, we can see something +6 equals 19. So we're actually going backwards. We would not do 19 plus 6 and say that the answer is 25. Nope, that's not how that works. When you have to go backwards, you have to do the opposite. The opposite of adding is subtracting. So 19 minus 6, if I take away 6, I would get 13. Okay, how about this one from you? Let's put the +6 right here. What would go in this spot? Okay, 26. If you said 26, you were right. And now what would go in this spot? Go backwards. Do not say 17. What do you think would go there? So in order to go backwards, we have to subtract. So 11 minus 6 would be 5. And then same thing down here, right? We would have something +6 equals 6, so we'd have to subtract and get 0. We could put a 1 here and then add 6 and get a 7. All right, now look what's different over here on this box. We don't have the rule. Let's change this pen too, so that you can see it a little bit better. All right. There we go. So we have to figure out what this rule is. So when we need to figure out what the rule is, we need to look and see what is which ones are complete. So I've circled the 2 that are complete. So 19 turns into 11. 24 turns into 16. So the numbers are going down. Whenever the numbers are going down, it is either subtracting or dividing. Do you think that this is a subtracting box or a dividing box? It's a subtracting box, okay? So we're subtracting here. And how much are we subtracting? How much would we need to subtract to get from 19 to 11? And also from 14 to 6, from 24 to 16. Minus what for both of those? Minus 8. Okay, 19 minus 11 is 8. 19 minus 8 equals 11. Now we can just do minus 8 on all of these. Right? So 34 minus 8 is, let's see, 33, 32, 31, 30, 29, 28, 27, 26. What would go right there? What would go in that box? You should have said 8. And then, so the opposite of subtracting is adding, right? So when we go, if this is a subtracting box, if we go backwards, we need to add. So 12 plus 8 equals 20, right? So 20 minus 8 equals 12. Now that makes sense. And let's add, how about 8 minus 8 equals 0. So these are in and out boxes that we have been working on. Our next skill to practice is down here. It is our estimating skill. For each problem, use rounding to estimate and then solve. Use your estimate to check whether your answer makes sense. show your work. Okay, so we have to estimate and solve. So remember, with estimating, we want to choose numbers that are really, really easy to deal with, right? Super easy. Hey, we don't want to have to be thinking too much about our estimate. So we want to be looking for 50s and hundreds, really, if we're in numbers like this, right? So when I look at this is really close to 150. That's really easy to deal with. Okay. Now, some people might think 80 here, and you could estimate with 80 there. But then can you add 150 plus 80 in your head real fast? If you can, then you might pick 80 there. If you can't, like what I'm going to do, I'm going to just pick 100, because if I round to the nearest 100, that's going to be 100, right? It's pretty close to 100, not too far away. So now I can do that super easily in my head. What's that estimate there? 150 plus 100 would be what? Yeah, 250, right? So my estimate is 150 plus 100 equals 250. Now, if you were thinking 150 plus 80 and you could add that real quick in your head and get the right answer, you could do that. Okay, and now we need to solve the problem. We're going to actually solve the problem. Okay, we've talked about lots of different methods for adding and for subtracting. I'm going to you can use whichever ones that you want. Here in the video, I'm going to use the traditional method. So 4 plus 2 equals 6. 5 plus 3 equals 13. Remember, I can't put 13 down here in the tens place. So I'm going to take the group of 1, which is equal to 100, and put it up there. And now in the hundreds place, I have 2 plus 2. Or excuse me, 1 plus 1, which equals 2. And then I look at my estimate. Are they pretty close? Yes, right? If I do a problem and then it's really, really far away from my estimate, then I know that I did something wrong. All right. Down here, now we're in the tens place. So we have 93 minus 37. Let's round these to the nearest 10. 93, is that closer to 90 or 100? It's closer to 90. 37, is that closer to 30 or 40? It's closer to 40. And what is 90 minus 40? How much is that? That's 50. All right, so we're going to expect to get an answer around 50. So we're going to do 93 minus 37. There's lots of ways that you could do that. I will give you a hint. The answer is not 64. Okay, so don't put 64 in here. Use your paper or your board and marker to subtract 93 minus 67. 93 minus 37. All right, let's see if you were right. I have 3 minus 7 here. Big bottom, right? This is not 7 minus 3 equals 4. No, this is 3 minus 7, and it has a big bottom. So I am going to borrow, and I'm going to change this pen too because I'm liking the thin styles a lot better. So I'm going to borrow 1 from the 9, and that gives 10 over here. So now I have 13. 13 minus 7 is 6. And 8 minus 3 is 5. Okay. Does your answer make sense? Yes. Let's type that actually. And how do we know that? Well, look at this. So let's write my answer. That's big, but that's okay. We'll make it smaller. Makes sense because it is close to my estimate. That's how we know that we are on the right track. All right, here we go. Let's see what our next skill is. Okay, more estimating here with adding. Let's give you a chance to, let's first estimate. I want you to do the estimate first. What would you estimate for this problem here? What would your number sentence be? Okay, hopefully you have 400, and this is close to 200. 400 plus 200 is 600. Now let's add them up. 399 plus 172. Your turn. I want you to add those up, and we'll see if you get it right. Okay, let's see what you did. We have 9 plus 2 equals 11, so we'll put the 1 here, carry the other one. Here we have 1 plus 9 is 10, plus 7 more is 17. And I'll carry my 1. 1 plus 3 is 4, plus another 1 is 5. This answer is 571. Look at that, right? It's close to our estimate. And this answer, right? When our answer is close to our estimate, we know it makes sense. So watch this. Let's just take the same sentence. Bloop. And we're going to copy it over. Because if your answer is close to your estimate, then your answer makes sense. And so we can just say the same thing. It is close to my estimate. All right, let's see. I think we've got one more this time with subtraction. Nope, we've got a addition one. I think we've covered enough addition. Let's go down to the tally chart here. So we're going to use the tally chart and the key to complete the picture graph. So we have, let's see, what do we have here? We have a number of cherries eaten by Sue, Liz, and Joe. I guess they have to have 3 letters in their names. And then we have a picture graph. Oh, look at this. What does this key tell us? The key tells us how much each picture stands for. So we can see that each of these little cherries is 2. So Sue had 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, right? This is worth 10, not 5. Okay. Now, how does that match the tally chart? Well, Sue, right? Here's a group of 5. Here's another group of 5. 5 plus 5 equals 10. Okay. So let's look at Liz. Liz has a group of 5 plus 1 more. So Liz has 6. So when I'm drawing the picture chart here, picture graph, I'm going to draw 1. So that's 2. That counts as 2 cherries. So 2, 4, 6. Okay, see how that works? That's worth 6. All right, you help me now with Joe. What does the tally mark show us? How many cherries did Joe eat? Joe ate 8. He ate 8. He did. Multiple meaning word, right? 8. And so how many cherries down here, how many cherries should I draw? Don't say 8. How many? Because each cherry is worth 2. How many cherries would show 8? Okay, we would draw 4 cherries. We would draw 4 cherries because each is worth 2. 2, 4, 6, 8. Each is worth 2 because that's what it says right here. All right, let's keep rolling along with our skills that we have worked on. We have worked on a lot of multiplication, especially in the last week and a half here. So we have our turnaround rule to solve and draw arrays for each fact. All right, so 5 times 4. So 5 groups of 4. Each one's going to have 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, right? So I can count by 5s 4 times. 5, 10, 15, 20. 20 is my answer. So if you know that 5 times 4 equals 20, then you also know that 4 times 5 equals 20, right? Turnaround rule. With multiplication, it doesn't matter which number is first. That's also true about addition, but subtraction and division, it is not true. The order of the numbers in subtraction and division matters a lot. Okay, but not in multiplication. We have turnaround facts. All right, here we go. So B, first thing I want you to do, grab your notebook. I would like for you to draw an array for 10 times 2, 10 groups of 2. Go ahead and draw that. All right, so 10 groups. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'll have to put those up here. And each one has 2 in it. How much is 10 times 2? It is 20. And then, so 2 times 10 also has to be 20. Okay. How does drawing arrays for these fact pairs help you understand the turnaround rule? Okay, I'm not sure I quite understand that question very well, but what I want to reiterate to you is that, right, if you flip the numbers in multiplication, then the answer is still the same. All right, on to our last page here, some more arrays. So we're going to write a number sentence to match each array. Excuse me. So here we have 2 groups, and each group has 5. So my number sentence is 2 times 5 equals, how many are there? 10 are there. Okay, what's the number sentence for this array? 3 groups of 3, right? 3 times 3. And 3 times 3 equals what? It equals 9. Okay, 3, 6, 9. Which array, so look at our 2 arrays. Here's A and here's B. Which of our arrays shows a square array? A square number. Which one? 2 times 5 or 3 times 3? Yeah, it's the second one, right? 3 times 3 is a square array. It's a square array because both of the factors, right? These are called factors, right? 3 and 3, 2 and 5 are factors. Numbers that we multiply together are called factors. So 3 and 3 are the same. When you have 2 numbers, 2 factors that are the same, and then you draw the array, it will be a square array. All right, last problem down here. Mark. Mark does not know the answer to 3 times 6. Oh, he doesn't know Mr. White's Threes song. That's okay. Maybe we'll teach him. He does know that 2 times 6 equals 12, so he uses it as a helper fact. Mark starts by drawing this array for 2 times 6. That's a good array, right? He drew it well. Show on the picture above and explain how Mark could use this array to help him figure out 3 times 6. So what do we need to add to his array if we want to show 3 times 6? We need to add another row. And Mark likes circles. I like X's better because it's hard to draw circles on my computer. There we go. Not too bad. And so now we can figure out the answer, right? And we're explaining this kind of with our voices here. So what is the answer to that 3 times 6 now? It's 18, right? So let's explain what we did, right? We have to explain what we did in math, and we often use sequence words, right? So first, way too big. First, I drew an extra row on his array to add another group, right? That was one of our strategies, add another group. Then I counted all the circles. Don't forget to put your answer. My answer is 3 times 6 equals 18. Okay, that's how we would explain that. All right, let's see. I think that's it. Oh, it is. All right. So when you're taking your test tomorrow, remember some of these skills and remember Mr. White's songs too, right? A lot of those can help you with the 3s and the 4s, right? The 3s is Jingle Bells. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, and 27, 30, and we're done. And then the 4 song goes to row, row, row your boat, right? 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32, 36, 40. If you do those things on tomorrow's test, you will get a big smiley face. It's kind of a creepy smiley face. I don't know what happened to his eye over here. But good luck on your test tomorrow. If you have questions about any of these topics, please make sure to let me know. Remember, no math journal page today. So yeah, it's like 2 assignments in 1 that you're now done with. All right. That's all, 3rd graders. Good luck.